is at a conference in California, really wanted to be here. She also wanted to let everybody know that she's changed the title of her book from The Cat Lady to Unraveled. Mysterious. Chapter 1. The cat lady was dead, and her death changed my life forever. I had forgotten all about her and her bizarre menagerie until that fateful day. She was, by all accounts, that kooky lady who wore a winter coat in the summer and a bathrobe in the winter. The neighbors who noticed when she occasionally emerged from her claustrophobic cocoon knew her as sweet-natured, but an enigma. She had moments of wit and profound lucidity, but had somehow lost her way. While I never really met her and saw her only once, I knew of her ever since I was a small girl. In our Midwestern town, everyone knew about her. As my girlfriends and I turned and pedaled up Childers Street, the cat lady's house appeared ahead. Curious, we slowed while going up the hill and stared expectantly at her home, hoping to catch a glimpse of the cat lady. We never actually saw her. Instead, we saw newspapers stacked almost the height of the windows. Her feline friends, numbering in dozens or more, peered out the remaining panes. My eyes swept along the half-hidden, wraparound porch and tall looming tower. Trying to look through the untended bushes and vivacious-looking vines crawling along the clapboard house, I briefly glimpsed an ornate Victorian in all its splendor. Then I blinked and it was gone. My girlfriends called after me, "Hey, Stephanie, hurry up!" As they rode ahead, I stopped and stared at the topmost window of the tower, swearing someone was standing there and staring down at me. Was it the cat lady or just a cat? I propped my bike behind the cedar trees and snuck down along the east side of the house. I felt guilty as I crept and peered into her windows. Curiosity won out. With hands cupped around my eyes and nose pressed against the dirty window panes, my imagination ran wild, certain that of the chaos that must exist inside, seeing or rather imagining what I saw. What I dimly saw from the undrawn window was a dining room with piles upon piles of newspapers, boxes and lumps of cloth lining the perimeter and stacked to the ceiling. The table looked like it was set for dinner. I jumped slightly at the movement in the next room, thinking it was her, the cat lady. Would I see her? My eyes widened in anticipation. Instead, a whiskered face suddenly jumped towards me from the other side of the window. Startled, I stumbled and fell backwards into the thorny bushes which stood near the wall. My heart pounded in surprise. Then, realizing it was an enormous black cat, whose white paws now sat batting the window, I laughed aloud in relief. Its big diamond-shaped green eyes stared at me. If I had to be perfectly honest with myself, I was as appalled as I was fascinated with the cat lady and her unavoidably intriguing home and life. I wondered who she was and once had been. What made her into who she was? What happened to her that she lived in her own cluttered and detached world? Those thoughts ran through my mind years ago, and here they are again. The fascination returned and resurrected. I wondered who will be the new owner of that run-down old house. My Grandma Lil once said life has a funny way of leading us down a road that we never expect to be on. And here I am, with one foot tentatively stepping onto that unknown gravel path that leads to the cat lady's house.